Spoštovani predsednik.
Dear President of the European Council, Antonio Costa, first I would like to express my deep gratitude for your visit, particularly also for your contribution both to yesterday's Bled Strategic Forum as well as to today's bilateral discussions. I would also like to apologize to the media for keeping you waiting, but there were really many topics to discuss and our discussions were really thorough. This is why we invested this time very positively, and our discussions went into two ways today. First and foremost, we discussed the measures on how the competitiveness of the European economy can be increased with various dimensions, including the energy, the economy, the new budgetary framework, as well as the tariff agreement with the United States and other countries around the world. So this was a very comprehensive topic that we discussed, and then we also discussed topical geopolitical developments. Of course, we did not shy away from discussing the tragedy and horrors that we are witnessing in Gaza. We share many opinions in this respect, but of course I also understand that the function held by Mr. Costa is that he has to represent the position of the entire European Council, not only his personal position. So, dear Antonio, thank you for this exchange of opinions. Later on we will also be discussing these topics because the key foundation was laid by two major events. On the one hand, the upcoming European Council, where these topics will be discussed at the end of October, and 3 days ahead of this, Med9 will be meeting in Slovenia, and on that occasion we will be joined by both the President of the European Council as well as by the King of Jordan, King Abdullah. And both these areas that we were actually preparing in today's discussions can be then also covered and translated into conclusions. As I said, today we exchanged our opinions so that we could prepare specific measures that could then also not only be presented to the public during the Med9 meeting, but also really be implemented. So much in brief. I'm really pleased that the position of the President of the European Council is held not only by a big personality, but also by a big friend of Slovenia. And I know that when the atmosphere is right and when there is chemistry, that also things can be achieved that might appear impossible. For that reason, I am optimistic that despite the fact that very often people believe that Europe is helpless when witnessing horrific things in Gaza, that in the weeks to come, the like-minded European countries and also some other countries will be able to implement specific steps so that we can intensify pressure on the Israeli government to stop these killings, so that we can then also bring peace gradually to this area. Thank